The process of applying AWP is an exercise in organisational change built on the belief that there is something wrong with how we currently deliver projects. Certainly, our traditional project execution model has been proven to be dysfunctional many times, in many different ways. However, when we do apply positive changes, like AWP, capturing the definitive benefits is quite difficult. Understanding how much a project benefits from being organised can be compared to the question of how many trees do we save in the forest when we extinguish a campfire? Ultimately, the true measurement of project performance lies with how much gets done and how many hours it took. Typically, this is monitored by comparing performance against the project estimate, but our estimates are notoriously unreliable and are generally not based on industry averages. One of the other ways to monitor project execution effectiveness is to conduct tool time studies. We measure the time that the average worker spends using their tools and then compare that to known industry averages. Knowing that the worker's productivity is regulated by their supply of information, tools, materials, and access to work fronts, which are all elements managed by the construction management team, we can look at the results of the survey as a scorecard for the overall effectiveness of our processes. The process has been used on construction projects around the world for over 20 years and is accepted as an accurate way to take the pulse of the project. The survey is conducted over 1 or 2 weeks by trained observers who record several thousand random snapshot observations of the entire workforce. The records show a worker's engagement as being either direct, which is tool time, where a worker is doing the work that progresses the project, or shows support, where a worker is preparing to work through planning or getting tools, materials, or equipment. It can also be shown as delays, where a worker does not have information, tools, materials, or access to the workface. The sum of these numbers shows an average of how often workers were observed in each of these conditions. Apart from the obvious benefits to the project of knowing what these numbers are, the observers also note conditions that help or hurt getting stuff done. Looking at the results from 10 projects and over 23,000 observations in the Gulf Coast region over the last 3 years, we know that projects with AWP recorded an average direct tool time of 45.6%, compared to projects in the same region which had no AWP that recorded an average of 35% direct tool time. That is a 30% difference in the average tool time when AWP is applied. At the end of these projects, we also found that the AWP projects averaged pipe installation at less than 3 man-hours per foot, compared to the Gulf Coast average of 4.2 man-hours per foot, a 29% improvement. This also shows that the amount of time workers spend in direct tool time is directly related to how much they actually get done. Who knew? One of the cornerstones of project management is that stuff that gets measured gets managed. So, if you are not measuring your performance against an industry benchmark, then you will never truly know how good or bad your project is being executed. Insight have been conducting tool time studies for over 20 years now, and we have posted the results on a public website, www.timeontools.com, that allows visitors to filter and compare results from around the world. You can also download our Time on Tools procedure from there that documents the methods that we use to maintain consistency. We typically use our own productivity specialists to conduct the studies. This ensures that the results are comparable against the industry baseline. We have also trained observers for some of our clients so that they can conduct their own studies. Contact us to determine the best approach for your unique situation.